Across the Jordan River, near the city of Jericho, the people of Israel camped quietly. After years of wandering in the desert, they were finally standing on the edge of the Promised Land. Their new leader, Joshua, looked toward the walled city that stood ahead, proud, mighty, and shut tight in fear. One evening, Joshua called 2 men to himself and said, "Go, look over the land, especially Jericho." Under the cover of dusk, the 2 spies slipped away, moving swiftly through the plains until the tall walls of Jericho rose before them. Jericho was a city of strength. Its gates were locked each night. No one entered or left after sundown. The spies made their way quietly through its narrow streets, and as night deepened, they found shelter in the house of a woman named Rahab, whose home was built into the city wall itself. Rahab was known in Jericho. She lived a life that many judged, but she had heard stories of a God who parted the Red Sea, who gave victory to his people, who walked with them in fire and cloud. Though she lived among people who feared Israel's God, Rahab's heart had begun to believe. Not long after the spies entered her house, word reached the king of Jericho. 2 men have come tonight from the Israelites to spy out the land, he was told. The king sent messengers to Rahab's house and commanded, "Bring out the men who came to you, for they have come to spy out the whole land." Rahab's heart pounded, but she hid the men on the roof, beneath stalks of flax she had laid to dry. Then she went down and faced the king's messengers herself. "Yes," she said calmly, "the men came to me, but I didn't know where they were from. When it was time to close the city gate, they left. I don't know which way they went. If you hurry, you might catch them." The guards believed her words. They rushed out toward the Jordan, searching the roads that led to the river. As soon as the city gate closed behind them, Rahab climbed to the roof where the spies were hiding. She looked at them and spoke softly, but her words were full of conviction. "I know that the Lord has given you this land. A great fear has fallen on all of us. We have heard how the Lord dried up the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and how you destroyed Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites. When we heard of it, our hearts melted in fear, and everyone's courage failed. For the Lord your God is God in heaven above and on the earth below." The men listened in silence. Her faith was unlike anything they had heard in Canaan. Then Rahab said, "Now please swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to my family, because I have shown kindness to you. Give me a sure sign that you will spare the lives of my father, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, and all who belong to them, that you will save us from death." The spies nodded solemnly. "Our lives for your lives. If you keep our mission secret, we will treat you kindly when the Lord gives us this land." That night, Rahab led the men to the window. Through it, they could see the dark hills beyond the walls. She took a strong rope and lowered them down through the window. "Go to the hills and hide there 3 days until the pursuers return. Then you may go on your way." Before they disappeared into the night, the men turned back to her and said, "This oath you made us swear will not be binding unless you tie this scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down. Bring your father, mother, brothers, and your whole family into your house. If anyone leaves your home, his blood will be on his own head. But if anyone in this house is harmed, we will be guilty." "I agree," Rahab said. "Let it be as you have said." And when they had gone, she tied the scarlet cord in her window. It hung there quietly, a sign of promise, of mercy, of faith. The spies hid in the hills 3 days, just as Rahab had advised, until the king's men gave up their search and returned to Jericho. Then the spies crossed the Jordan and went back to Joshua. "The Lord has surely given the whole land into our hands, for all people are melting in fear because of us." And when the day came that the walls of Jericho fell, the city crumbled, but Rahab's house stood firm, untouched. The scarlet cord still swayed in her window, and she and her family were brought out safely, just as the spies had promised. From that day on, Rahab lived among the people of Israel. Her name, once spoken with shame, became a name honored for faith. For through her line would come Boaz, and through Boaz, David, and through David, Jesus, the Savior of the world. The woman who once hid 2 spies became the woman whose faith hid a promise that mercy can reach anyone, even through the walls of fear and sin. And when the night is quiet and faith feels small, we remember Rahab and the scarlet cord that still whispers, God saves.